What an absolute freaking brutal freaking match with the both men's and women's blood and guts this year. And I mean that in an epic way possible, man. Especially the women's match. The women's match was insane, bro. Women's lessons kind of beating them for a few bright spots this 2025 year between AEW and WWE, if you ask me. What is going on, everybody? Welcome over to Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. Which AEW Blood and Guts November 12, 2025 review. Like I said, Lucas E. Allen Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. Missed earlier's podcast to discuss basically the November 15, 2025, your Saturday, November 15, 2025 podcast. So it's all things wrestling news to say at least as well. Or anything else, follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas E. Allen. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button on today's podcast or video. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for your post notifications when up on YouTube. Now you do a comment of my AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts November 12, 2025 review. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, leave also a 5-star rating as well. Comment and 5-star would be very nice as well if you ask me. Let's get right into your review, shall we? Starting with the women's blood and guts match. I feel it was one of the best brutal freaking matches I've ever seen. And I mean, all great possibilities, if you ask me. Megan Bayne, Marianna, Shafir, Mercedes, Mone, my girl Mercedes, Mone, the ring defend 12 belts, Mone, or is it 13? No, is she going 12 or she's 13 now? I think she's done 12, they don't do 13 now, to say at least. Looking for 13, I believe, tonight in House of Glory, I believe, honestly. Discuss Mercedes and Julia Hart, Skye. We're gonna call her Skye Red in this freaking match. My God, she was bleeding fucking really 8 minutes in this match. Like, oh boy, this ought to be a fucking clinic. And Thekla defeat Kris down to reign defend AEW Women's World Champion. Mina Shirakawa, Toni Storm, who surrendered to save her wife, I guess, and here Mina Shirakawa. Guess that's how it is. Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, and Harley Cameron, the women's blood and guts match to start the show. My goodness, and when I mean bloody, I mean this is a fucking bloody-ass clinic, and I fucking loved it, man. People don't like women bleed in matches, but I don't care who it is, male, female, or what. This is blood and guts, man. It is blood in its name. Of course you should be bleeding, you're male or female. I don't give a shit what anybody says. This was a fucking bloodbath of all proportions, though. I hear my fucking cat yelling or something. Fucking cats, man. Cats. What do you want me to tell you to say at least? This was a brutal, freaking clinic of a start, but I loved every second. We're going to discuss that. Also, Hangman Adam Page, reign defend AEW World Champion. Defeats Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And afterward, Katsuri Shibata and Samoa Joe struck, trying to trap Hangman in the blood and guts cage. Instead, Eddie Kingston and Hook arrived to save Page. And Hangman then declared he would fight Joe at full gear inside a steel cage. First, I like the match that Hangman and Powerhouse Hobbs. It was a very good match, if you ask me. I don't like the fact that we had another steel cage match for Blood and Guts. Then on WWE side, we got War Games, 2 War Games matches. Now we got a steel cage match this month. That's 5 cage matches in the freaking month and in between. That's kind of ridiculous, I have to be honest. I'll be honest. So I think Hangman and Samoa Joe submitted Falls Count Anywhere match not have Powerhouse Hobbs in this match, to say at least. That's my thoughts on that. We're going to be discussing that. Listen, pretty filler, only big filler, the only thing on this show I freaking can stand, to say the least. Tony Schiavone introduced Ricky Steamboat, who reflected on his wrestling history before FTR interrupted Dax Hart and Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler and Dax Hart and Stokely Hathaway teased Steamboat and threatened to beat him down, even after he was graciously leaving the ring. Bandido and Brody King reign defend AEW World Tag Team Champions. Bandido saved Steamboat and even let him throw out some classic chops at Dax. Fucking boring ass fucking bullshit filler, if you ask me. Ultimately gets to the Blood and Men's Blood and Guts match. And speaking of the devil, we'll discuss the segment there, but we'll discuss Kyle O'Reilly as well. Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Roderick Strong, Darby Allin defeat John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac, Death Riders in the main event, and a men's Blood and Guts match. To me, I enjoyed the women's match more, but I didn't mind. I love this match, though, too. I thought it was a bloodbath, too. It's Jon Moxley match, especially unless I have a freaking blood and guts cage. Of course, this man be bleeding like 1 second in this match. That's how Jon Moxley always is. And by the way, Moxley tapped out to Kyle O'Reilly's ankle. I was kind of shocked by that, in honesty. The Moxley losing streak continues, probably going to want to getting kicked out of Death Rise and being on a little hiatus for a couple months to say at least. We'll discuss it all in today's podcast. Go ahead and join me. As I was going to say, is this week's and this month's, or this year's AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts, November 12th, 2025. Reviewing Lucas Neon Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas Neon Shows. On today's podcast. Starting with, you guessed it, Megan, Bayne, Marina, Shafir, Mercedes, Monday, my girl Mercedes, Monday, the reigning defendant, 12 belts Monday, 13 belts Monday, on a fucking collar, honestly. Might as well call it 20 billion belts Monday. Julia Hart, Skye Blue, and calling this Skye Red in this, I don't believe it whatsoever. And Thekla defeat Kris Statlander, reigning defendant AEW Women's World Champion. Mina Shirakawa, Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, and Harley Cameron. And a women's blood and guts match to start the show. Now, before I get anything involved in my thoughts on this, I thought this was bizarre, though, if you ask me. Have 6-3-6 in my women's blood and guts match, but 5v5 in a men's blood and guts match. Some people, of course, are blaming Mercedes Moné. She had to get her ass involved with the blood and guts match. Where's our women's blood and guts match? Fuck Mercedes Hogan. What the fuck you want to say? Then you had Statler on the other side, like, what is your fucking complaint about? You're just fucking complaining for the sake of fucking complaining right there. This is the first ever women's blood and guts match in AEW history. Of course, you have most of your top stars in this. If you have Toni Storm and Mercedes in this, why are you not just blaming Toni either? Why you just blame Mercedes if Toni Storm's in this too? Not saying I'm blaming Toni Storm either. I'm just speaking of hypocrisy of the idiot wrestling community, obviously. Of course you're going to have your top stars, but not most of your top stars in the women's division in this match. I'd rather have Athena in this match too, but whatever. That's just me, obviously. I feel she'll definitely thrive in a blood and guts match. And this is pretty freaking... This is brutal, man. I loved every second of this damn match. The blood... people all complain about Skye Blue is bleeding the freaking... Or Skye Red, you want to call her. Was bleeding like 8 minutes in the match or something like that. I'm like, who fucking cares? Stop nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking. That is just fucking pathetic. Do you complain about Jon Moxley bleeding 5 seconds in the match? No. So why the fuck do you care about that? That's what I'm fucking... You idiot wrestling community, the hypocrisy in this idiot wrestling community is fucking mind-blowing. That's why I fucking left stupid X or Twitter on to fucking name it. Nothing but a place of fucking cesspool fucking garbage. Is Twitter, also known as X marks the spot. X marks the spot, you mighty. I get my joke in there for the evening. This match, I had no complaints about it. Definitely no fucking complaints. I mean, so far for that. When you get no complaints on me, you're going to bring a freaking great match. And it's a match, but it's basically a brawl here, obviously. I loved every second of this. It's an A+. Not an A++. I was just saying it was the greatest of things possible. I know it's kind of up there. That's why it's an A+. But it's not like it's like a barn burner of like a classic match. It's more of a brawl, obviously. And well, I fucking enjoyed every second of this damn match. Or brawl, I want to fucking name it. This is just fucking bloodbath of all proportions. Oh my goodness, man. Gotta love it for the women getting their first ever blood and guts match and not even just freaking put on a show. Put on an absolute fucking bloodbath clinic, man. That's so freaking phenomenal this brawl was. I enjoy this one more than the men's match, honestly. This was freaking phenomenal, man. Great for the women, and this is definitely a way to elevate the feud between Julia Hart, Skye Blue, and Thekla against basically Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, and maybe Jamie Hayter, Harley Cameron. Basically all blood and guts match feuds. I know you people were complaining on Mercedes and Kris Statlander getting involved in this. Like, why are they involved in this? Gee, I don't know why, because she's your world champion. I know Hangman's not involved with the men's Blood and Guts match, but still, you didn't need to be involved with that. He has his own thing on with Samoa Joe. Why would he be involved in that? And plus, it's the first ever Blood and Guts match for women's wrestling history. I know you have War Games match in WWE, obviously, but it's not the same thing. I know they act like it's the same thing. It's basically their own personal War Games, obviously, but still. The first time women ever get this. Be fucking grateful. Stop nitpicking because Mercedes Moné's in this match. Stop with the bullshit. God, I've never seen such a fucking delusional, fucking shitty community I've ever seen in my fucking lifetime, man. Twitter is a cesspool of fucking... I know Facebook is just as bad, but I'm on Facebook, but still. I gotta be on some sort of platform, and not just Instagram and TikTok, obviously. Maybe I should just be on Instagram and TikTok. I don't fucking know, honestly. But this gets an A+. This was fucking phenomenal, man. Loved every second of this damn brawl. This is easily the best thing on this damn show. And goes to show you how women can do some great things inside of a War Game / Blood and Guts match. Take notes, Triple H. You don't need your Io Sky moonsaults off the top of the cage all frickin' times. All the time in women's wrestling, man. And you get the first time and twice was special. Why don't you do like every frickin' time this woman's in a War Games match? It gets kind of old, you think? You think? I think it gets fucking old after a while. What do I fucking know, though? What do I fucking know? Much I love Io, not much I love Io, but still, I'm not even blaming her. I'm just fucking blaming Triple H creativity, lack of, if you ask me. This is going to be both anywhere out of the Raw the women's War Games match getting produced this year. And it's not even being any fucking close. No, it's not because of the blood. It's not because of freaking outside the cage and bullshit like that. It's not because of that whatsoever. It's just the freaking storytelling involved with this and getting involved with some blood and guts. And you need blood, and a blood and guts match makes no sense not do it. And I know that everyone was blaming Mercedes not believing, but still. Stop with the fucking nitpicking. Just enjoy this fucking clinic you got on this Wednesday night. A+ is your grade. We should move on, though. The Hangman Adam Page, reigning defending AEW World Champion, defeats Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And afterwards, Katsuri Shibata and Samoa Joe strike and trying to trap Hangman in a Blood and Guts cage. Instead, Eddie, Kingston, and Hook arrived to save Page. Hangman then declared he would fight Joe at the full gear inside of a steel cage. First of all, I enjoyed the Falls Count Anywhere match between Hangman and Powerhouse Hobbs. I would have rather them do Samoa Joe and Hangman for a Falls Count Anywhere than it's another fucking cage match. Like, we've seen so many fucking cage matches. We've seen 5 of them this month. With this match and 4 Blood and Guts / War Games matches. Isn't that a little overkill, you think, man? Don't you think it's a little overkill there, AEW? Well, it's not technically your fault, obviously. You put Blood and Guts in this, you even November, whereas War Games is slide, but still. You get the gist, obviously. You didn't need a steel cage match, these two guys. Rather used to do, like I said, a Falls Count Anywhere match, but the not Hangman and a Powerhouse Hobbs. You'd rather do Blood and Guts, not Blood and Guts. Hangman and Samoa Joe in a Falls Count Anywhere match, not Powerhouse Hobbs on Dynamite. Kind of got overshadowed there, if you ask me, though. I was mean to enjoy the match, so I give it a B. But a B+ wasn't for this announcement of a steel cage match. Don't know why we're doing that. I mean, we'll just do a Falls Count Anywhere match, if you ask me. What do I know? I enjoy this match quite a bit, though. Some people would not like this being on a show. It would be like an afterthought. But then again, it's Powerhouse Hobbs. It's not like he's going to be challenging Hangman for the world title at any freaking time. So what's the point? Or I just do like a one-on-one match, so if you ask me. Not no Falls Count Anywhere bullshit, if you ask me. Whatever, bro, whatever. Gave us a B. Not a bad match whatsoever. Not the greatest match. Still not a bad match whatsoever, though. Give it a B. Moving on to some fucking bullshit filler. Toni Schiavone introduced Ricky Steamboat, who reflected on his wrestling history before FTR, Daxter, and Cashville and Stokely Hathaway interrupted. Wheeler, Harwood, and Hathaway teased Steamboat, then threatened him to beat him down even after he was graciously leaving the ring. Bandido and Brody King reign defending AEW World Tag Team Champions. Brodido save Steamboat, and even let him throw some classic chops at Dax. This, my friends, is an overall grade of a C-. This was nothing but fucking bullshit filler, if you ask me, boys and girls. All fucking filler. Not the whole show is not filler at all. This is obviously 2 Blood Guts match and a Falls Count Anywhere match. I was thinking this specific segment, this specific thing, this was filler. I heard reports about Ric Flair potentially being involved with this match. He was not going to make it for Dynamite, I guess, this week. And God, imagine that should be even worse. Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, chopping freaking FTR. Like, oh my God, it's not wrong, first of all. But still, you get the point. God, man. And watch Ric Flair and Steamboat come out for one more match. Because Ric Flair is not enough one more last match in him, fucking people. That man ruined his freaking WrestleMania 24 match with his real retirement match with Shawn Michaels. That was a real last match of Ric Flair. That was just a great freaking match. Also, a great opponent with Shawn Michaels being his last opponent there. And that was just everything else that Ric Flair done after. That was fucking irrelevant. He went to TNA, and then went back to WWE a couple times, went to AEW, and back and forth. Like, what the fuck is this man still doing in wrestling? You don't fucking care. Random fucking bullshit. Like, same thing with Ricky Steamboat here, if you ask me. This gets a C-. Oh my goodness, man. What is this FTR segments we're having on Dynamite? I used to like him pretty a lot, more decently. But now it's just fucking just, ugh. What are we doing here, man? Not get that this second whatsoever, if you ask me. That's why it's a C-, ladies and gentlemen. On to your main event, though. Enough fucking bullshit segment like that. Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, Darby Allin. Here, freaking cats playing around my goddamn room. Hotel room. Shut up. Fucking doing a podcast here, do you mind? Dipshits. Moving on back to regular standard program. I'm not fucking discussing cats right now. Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and Darby Allin defeat Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac in the main event in a men's Blood and Guts match. Now, before we get anything, I not like the women's match being a 6v6 and round this being 5v5. I mean, it's not that bad if you think about it. I did hear Cassidy was taken out at one point. I watched bits and pieces of the match. I watched him basically midway through the match. And I saw Orange Cassidy basically tied up to something. I'm like, oh boy. His hands got stapled in his freaking pockets, man. That's what it was. I'm like, oh my fucking God, man. Death Riders really are the Death Riders, I guess. So much so I might even ride fucking bikes now. I don't fucking know, man. Holy shit, that was freaking brutal if you're an Orange Cassidy, man. Holy fucking shit. Not that he uses his hands but often when he uses the orange punch and shit, but whatever, it is what it is. I enjoy the women's match a lot more than the men's Blood and Guts match. Doesn't mean I did not enjoy the men's Blood and Guts match. And to me, I just feel like that Ricky Steamboat and FTR segment, I feel like they took away from the main event here. Like, why? If you're making this 2.5 hours, so don't blame it to the two Blood and Guts matches into one show. And then you have a false count anywhere to produce as well. Like, why the fuck do we need to have FTR and Ricky Steamboat have a bullshit filler segment and add more time to the main event here? I mean, even better, even the false count anywhere match. I feel like the women's match, you need any more time with that. I thought that was fucking perfectly, if you ask me. But this could use a little bit more time. It's not the Ricky Steamboat fucking bullshit filler segment of FTR and Bandido. We did not need that whatso fucking ever, obviously. That's me took away from the match, so I feel like I'll enjoy the match a lot. Not that I liked it better than the women's match. The women's match is too fucking superior, honestly. That's how freaking great that was. Yeah, I like this men's Blood and Guts. I like the storyline, potentially getting Jon Moxley getting kicked out of Death Riders, maybe taking a little bit of a hiatus. Also, come back, get his revenge, probably. There's potential talk online about Killer Cross, also known as Karrion Kross, of ex-WWE talent. Eventually come in, being a real leader of Death Riders, after Moxley gets eventually taken out. You see, that's something that I can get behind to a point, but at the same time, like like Killer Cross, just Karrion Kross, more like a kind of like a Fiend Bray Wyatt type character. He doesn't need a Death Riders. I know he's kind of been doing like stuff like that in the WWE, obviously. I didn't mind that stuff he did in the backstage segments. But to me, he's more like that type of Bray Wyatt type character. Not like a Moxley Death Rider character. I just don't think it fits Cross at all. Who knows, I'm not going to make any chicken salad, probably chicken salad off, if you ask me. The way he produces his segments and promos, if you ask me. That can be interesting in hindsight to a point as well, to say at least. And Moxley's been tapping out to Kyle O'Reilly's ankle. I go, it's kind of interesting if you ask me. The Moxley losing streak continues and probably eventually in between potentially getting kicked out of Death Riders. Waiting final with that though, to say at least. But I gave this main event an A-. Not as great. The women's Blood and Guts match was definitely very good if you ask me, to say at least. Probably more of a War Games match than freaking when the men's War Games match will be later this month, hopefully. And well, I'm not going to jinx that, but still. Hard time not believing that would not be the case, if you ask me. Because obviously, you had blood involved. It's blood and guts. And you have blood involved with everything here. War Games, you should be getting on blood, but I highly doubt you will, because it's obviously WWE PR freaking bullshit, whatever, if you ask me. No one gives a flying fuck about that. But I mean, I gave us an A-, and definitely the second best thing in the show, and definitely two great blood and guts matches, if you ask me, for this year. Give it an A-. As your overall show for AEW Blood and Guts November 12th, 2025 review, it's a B+. Definitely a very good show, if you ask me. The two Blood and Guts matches being the highlights. Also, the Falls County Warriors is still a pretty good match as well. That is my AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts November 12th, 2025 review on Lucas Eon Productions on YouTube. And now, audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. Thank you all for watching. Lucas Eon Productions on YouTube and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. With your AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts November 12th, 2025 review. Saving your Saturday, November 4th, 15th, 2025 day, obviously. I'm probably will get your SmackDown review out on Monday at some point. I'm not going to do any more tomorrow, so it's a football Sunday. Hopefully Packers can beat the New York Giants, obviously. We usually lose those because of the top of teams. But hopefully we can bounce back game and have a good offensive game, hopefully, with our defense being, obviously, just the great defense we are in Green Bay. Hopefully that's the case, though, if you ask me. Until next time, and trust me, next time, peace and love, I am out. Take care. That'd be big time to say the absolute least, man. Peace out, people.